Hey guys, this is Chris, the Lower Slower Board Gamer, and we are going to be bringing you our second video for Tiny Epic Dungeons by Scott Almus and Gamlin Games. In this video, we're going to show you how to set up a two-player game, which is how you play solo. You take two characters. And then we are going to go through Act 1 on the torch mat. And we're going to do this nice and slow so you can see how everything kind of works together. So without any ado, let's go ahead and get to the table, shall we? So how about we go ahead and set up the game. We're going to do it in order as it says in the Adventurer's Guide. It's going to say we're going to draw cards from the room deck based on the hero count. So we need to separate the rooms. I'll get these guys out of the way. So we have the entrance, which is always going to be the entrance. We have regular rooms, we have 4 minion rooms, and we have one big bad guy's lair. So we're going to draw 9 cards from the regular room deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Next, we're going to draw 1 card from the hero encounter deck and 3 cards per hero from the room deck. Hero encounters are going to be the minion rooms. So we're going to draw 2 of these and 3 per hero. From the regular room deck, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, because we're going to play 2. And then we're going to shuffle these up. Let's separate those at the start. So this is our second pile, like so. And then we're going to get 3 cards from the room deck, 1, 2, 3, and the lair door. That goes on top, that goes on top. So let's go ahead and slide all this stuff out the way. Then we are going to place this in the center, like so. Let's place it in the center over here. Now, the largest this can go is, it's a 7x7 grid is the largest a dungeon can be, which means this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It can never be more than 3 away from here. And as cards are revealed, they're going to have little hallway things, and you can orient them any way you wish, but in order to go into the next room, 2 hallways have to be facing each other. So what you do is, every time you reveal a room, you put an uncovered room, leave it there, at each point where there is a hallway, hence somewhere for the heroes to go. This is the rest of our room deck, and we're going to keep it right up here, I'm thinking, because that's kind of out of the way. Next, and these are our spare, we're going to put them back in the box. Next, we are going to draw 3. Okay, we did that. Stack the 3 decks. Yep, we did that. Return all unused. Place the entrance card face up in the center. Draw 4 cards, put it around it. Place 1 altar marker onto its matching symbol at the dungeon entrance. So we're going to place that right there. Alrighty, draw 4 cards from the top of the dungeon deck, placing them face down on all 4 sides. Yep, 1 altar marker, yep. Set additional altar markers aside, yep. Equal to the number of heroes. So we're going to have 2 more of these set aside. So we'll go ahead and set them over here, out the way without delay. And then What is going to be next? We're going to place the torch mat outside of the grid. Act 1 side up. So the torch mat is... Where is the torch mat? I had it. Oh no, I had it. Where did I put it? Okay. World is being mean to me. There it is. Alright. Space-wise, you know what? We're probably just going to try to keep the rooms coming my direction, so we'll set it. Well, we need to have so where we can put the goblins next to it as well. Let's slide this stuff over here a little bit further. Give us some room on the side. One, that should be fine right there. That should be fine. We want to have that handy so that way we can place goblin cards we're facing here. And that is going to correspond to the little miniatures that go on, like so. And then when you face one of the miniatures for the goblins, here you look at that symbol, and that's the one that you're facing. That's the one you fight. And minions go right here on the end. Then we are going to, we've got glare there, and I don't like glare. Yuck. Can't help it. Alrighty. Next we are going to, we put the torch marker where it starts. 4 heroes, 3 heroes, 2 heroes, all the way over there. And the torch moves at the end of a hero's turn. Alrighty, shuffle goblin and minion cards, forming 2 separate face-down decks near the torch mat. So, let's do that. Here's our goblins. There's only 6 goblins, so you cycle through them pretty quick. We'll put Gobby Gobs there. We will put minions right there. Yep. We've placed the 4 goblin tokens next to their matching numbers. Then enemy health markers equal to the number of heroes near the minion deck. So that's going to be 2 of the black hearts. The rest go back. Place enemy health markers. Shuffle the boss mats and draw 1 without revealing it. So if we get to Act 2, this is who we will be facing in that portion of the game. Boom. This one right here. I have no idea what it is. The rest are going in the box face down. Next is place the boss token next to the boss mat. Well, I suppose we'll just stick it up there. Boss token is the weird looking freaky Eye of Sauron dude on a pedestal, so we'll put that right on it. Next is going to be shuffle loot and spell cards, forming 2 separate face down decks outside of the grid. Okay, so we've got loot, and we'll put that, let me real quick. So we will place the treasure cards there. 2, 3. That's out of the grid though, so that is fine. We'll place treasure cards there, and we will get the spell cards. And we'll place them right there. Okay. So we have piles for the loot and the spell cards. Next we need to give each player a hero mat. So we are going to go ahead and take we are going to have, we need to work on the focus real quick, so let me do that. And we are going to take Grok Ol, half-orc barbarian, and Etherna, elf sorceress. Actually, that kind of does need to go up there, and that kind of does need to go there, so you can see the cards that are next to it, but you can't see that because I put that there. So we're going to move this down here out of the way. Like almost enough. Alright, that can go there. Boom. And boom. Well, guess what? That's got to shrink right in there. Okay. We're going at spacing. Live with it. Making it viewable. Okay. So we have done that. We're going to take the rest of our heroes, put them back in the box. Then each player takes their hero's miniature onto the entrance card. And you'll see, like the axe sticking out, that guy's got an axe sticking out. So it's very easy and simple to tell what the minis look like. So we're just going to lay him on his side so you guys can see what's going on a little better. And the elf sorceress has the long staff. That's her right there. Okay, so that is the sorceress. And then each player takes a health marker and focus marker, placing it onto their highest numbered spaces. So Grok Ol has 8 health and 4 focus, and Etherna has 6 health and 8 focus, like so. Next is going to be place the 7 disarm markers within reach of all players. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'll put them right there. They're close. They're off the screen. You don't need to see them. We'll take the rest of the hero miniatures and discard them. And then these are the 8 minion miniatures. We'll keep those off to the side here just in case we need to dig them out at some point. And I'll put them right there. Off the screen, that's fine. You don't need to see them. You just need to know they're there. And then we have our dice. And I think we are just about ready to begin playing. So, yeah, we are ready. So here we go. First turn. Where do I want to put this? I think I just want to put this right. That is fine. Right there is fine. I said so. Yeah, let's put that underneath it. That'll help steady it. It won't bounce around. Good. Okay, cool. All right, time to get moving. That's going to be in the thing, if the what and the what. We'll just have to deal with it. That's all. We'll just have to deal with it. Let's see if we can drop this down and put it somewhere where it's not really going to interfere. And just have both of them open, I think is what we want to do. Yeah, I think that's what we want to do. Let's do that. Yeah, that's fine. Alright, that way everyone can see that. And as you can see, the hero mat here is on both. This is on both, but, you know, it's alright. This is where you look to see what the heroes are doing. This is where you look to see what's happening here. Okay. We're going to get started. Who's going to be first? I think the Barbarian is going to be first. Now, you'll see that our Barbarian has a movement of 3, a defense of 2. He rolls 3 strength die for checks, 2 agility, 1 intellect. He has a free movement he can do, which is use 2 focus to move a die value up or down 1. He can take a rest, which will give him 3 health and 5 focus, fill his focus up. He starts with the axe, which is a melee attack, and when he makes a melee attack, he adds 1 to his strength check roll. And sprint, which is free. He can add 1 to his movement by taking away 1 focus, and that's a standard action, not a heroic action. So he is going to go, and I think we're going to move. We need to explore this dungeon, so let's start it this way. When you move into a room, you're going to flip it. So this is going to be his first movement. Now we have a trap room, and I think we're going to orient it this way. See how I have those lined up? So we have a trap room. He needs to pass an intellect check of 4, and he's only rolling 1 die, so he needs to roll 4, 5, or 6. Okay, it's not a trap. I misspoke. It's not a trap. Let's see what he does. 3. So if he had passed, he would lose 3 focus and max his health, but he failed, so he's going to lose 2 health. So boom. But it's not a trap. When you come into the room, he doesn't have to do that. I'm mistaken. I'm sorry. He does not have to do that. He is not compelled to do that. So I'm going to retro that. He is not compelled to do it. I'm sorry. Did that wrong. It is, and we get to a trap card. I will show you what a trap card looks like, the difference. Where are our rooms? There's our rooms. He did discover this room, so he has moved 1 thus far. I think we're going to keep coming down this way. So this is going to be his second. This is a trap because it has the exclamation point. So that is your difference. This is a trap, and since that has been exposed, we're going to place 2 new rooms. So this is his second. He's going to move into it, and he has to roll a 7 on a skill check of his choice. That's what the black question mark refers to. So we are going to go ahead and make it a strength check. He's going to roll all 3 dice. And nothing adds to it. So let's roll. He has rolled a 3, a 3, and a 2, which is not good. So 3 is his highest die. I really need to be able to see that better. Yeah. Let me rework this because you can't really see what I'm doing here. Move stuff around if we have to. That doesn't really do all that well. Okay. So we're going to do it with this. A little better, perhaps. Okay, so he has rolled a 3, a 3, and a 2. He needs the 7 in order to pass the check. Well, he has not rolled enough because 3 plus 2 is 5, so he has failed. Since he has failed, he's going to lose the 2 health now as a result of that. And he could take the unused die. He could actually, I'm sorry, he could use 2 focus to change 1 die, 1 face. Now, were he to do that, he would reduce 2 focus over here on his card, but the most he could do would be a 4, which still does not meet or exceed the 7. So he just simply fails it. So he has taken his 2 health damage, and we are going to, he doesn't need the focus, so that doesn't matter. However, he has moved 2. Now, if he wanted to try to save this, disable the trap, he could attempt to do so, making an agility check. Or he can continue to explore rooms. If he continues to explore rooms, when he comes back here or when the sorceress comes in, they have to check it again, make a check on that trap again, and that's a big one to do. So I think I'm going to try to disable this trap right now. So he needs to make an agility check of 6 or greater, rolling 2 dice. Either one of them have 2 dice, so it doesn't matter which one does it. There we go. There is the 6 we needed. Okay? So he is able to disable this trap. So now we know anytime they come back into this room, piece of cake. Since he was able to disable it, now this is a failure. If you disable it, you're able to find 1 loot, 1 equipment, 1 gear, or 1 spell. So I think we're going to check out equipment and see what we get. Great Axe of the Bear. Yay. He's going to put that on his axe, and we're going to do that by coming over here, and we're going to cover up this hand spot on his card. That is how you're going to do that. So now instead of having axe, he's going to have this. Boom. He has done a heroic action. So that stops his movement, stops his turn. We move the torch, and now we're moving to this, which says to activate all monsters. There are no monsters or enemies yet, so nothing happens at the moment. So we are going to the sorcerer's turn. And this is our sorcerer. For those of you who may be wondering, Etherna. She has 4 movement, 3 defense, 1 strength die, 2 agility, 3 intellect. She has the same power where she can use 2 focus to move a die value up or down 1. She has the same thing where she can rest to take 3 health back or 5 focus back. She automatically has a dagger for melee, but her strength is -1. She also has a free action called Research where she can spend 4 focus and get a new spell. So I think we are going to explore with our sorceress. You can see it. What am I doing? Just leave it over here so you can see her card. Alright. We're going to explore with our sorceress. She's going to move. She has a movement of 4, so she's going to move here for 1. That is a trap, and we're going to orient it this way because it's going to be easier for me to do most of the playing here, so that's just the way I want to do it. She's going to have to pass a skill check, any skill she wishes to use because of the black question mark. Roll of 6 or greater. Well, she has intellect 3 dice for an intellect check, so that's what we're going to roll. Okay, here we go. She has to have 6 or better. She has 4, 3, and 1. Okay? 4, 3, and 1. So we're going to take the 4. Plus 1 is only 5. So we're going to spend 2 focus, and we are going to increase this to a 5. So now we have a 6, which passes the test. Unused die, we get a focus back. She can do an intellect check and stop it right there, or she can continue to explore. She has moved once. I think she's going to continue to move because we need to get to the minions quickly. And there in the first 9 cards are regular rooms, so 1 more regular room is coming out. The next 8 cards are going to include the 2 minions. So we need to get there because we will run out of time very quickly. So let's explore here for number 2. That's a dead end. Boom. She can do a free check. She passes. she could get an item from the discard pile, but we don't have a discard yet. If she fails, the torch moves one more. It's closer to going out. So we're not going to do that. She has 2 more movement. But she moves back here. She's got to pass that test again. All right, let's move out here. She's got to do it again. Intellect skill check of 6 or greater, and she has that. 4 plus 2 is 6. We'll do it 5 plus 2. So that way she gets her other focus back yet again for the unused die. That's her third. We should have put another room right there. I'm going to be stupid, and I'm going to explore a 4th room. Ooh. Okay, so this is a goblin room. Alrighty. So what this is... We are going to get another room and place it right here. Now, you will see the iconography here, and this time I'll try to get a little closer so we can see better what it says. It's kind of upside downy. However, you have the archway with an arrow saying to reveal a face down room. So we are going to go ahead and reveal that room right there, right next to it. And then heroes in the same room when this is done lose 1 health. So she's going to lose a health, and we add a goblin. So we're going to flip a goblin card. We're going to put him right there, and goblin number 1 is going to go in that room right there. Okay, and that is the end of her turn. That was 4 moves. So we move this again. Now we're going to see this next space. We're going to add a goblin to the entranceway. So now we have 2 gobby gobs. We have a boomy goblin, 2 boomy goblins. Uh-oh. And the next one they're going to activate. Oh, hell. She's going to get hurt. Okay. Barbar just needs to keep finding stuff. No, he needs to take someone out. Let's show some combat. He's going to move 1. He's going to move intellect check of 4, and that's free. I'm going to do that going through for our friend Grok All and see if I can't get a health or 2 back. Let's see. So he gets 1 intellect, and it's an intellect check of 4. It is a 5. He passes it. And this says if you pass it, you lose 3 force and you get max health, which is a good thing because his second one, he is going to fight Boomy Gob Guy right there. So now we're going to do some combat. The Boomy Goblin, number 2. We're going to see that the Boomy Goblin has a defense of 4. So we've got to roll 4 or greater. And if we defeat the goblin, then we get to get a loot from it. This is all counterattack. This is all when activated stuff. For combat, we are only paying attention to defense and what happens when we kill it. So we have to roll a 5 or greater. So since it is melee in the same room, he does have 3 dice, and with the Great Axe of the Bear, he's going to add 2 to that roll. So we're going to roll the 3 dice. We have to beat a defense of 4. And we have done that with rolls of 3, 5, and 6. So we're going to use the 5. Doesn't really matter. That is going to dispatch the goblin. We're going to remove this and move it back over here. And we're going to take the goblin and we're going to be putting it in a discard pile with the goblins. However, before we do, when a hero kills a goblin, they get to select a new item or spell. So we're going to select an item from the item deck. See what we get. Claw of the Panther. Claw of the Panther. And that is going to, when you attack, a melee attack, you add 1 to agility. That sounds like a rogue thing, and he's not a rogue guy. So I think we're just going to discard that and put it right there. Okay. And then whenever a gray thing comes up with a picture of the item, then we can take it from the discard pile. However, we're not going to do that here, so that's what it is. So that was 2. He fought. He has to stay. His turn is over. We move the torch mat and enemies are activated. That means Boomy Goblin is taking on our elf sorceress. Oh no. Now our elf sorceress, Boomy Goblin, is going to attack. So Boomy Goblin is going to do this. It can move or 2 heroes. Heroes within a range of 2. Well, it doesn't have to move, and so it's going to do that, and heroes within a range of 2. 1, 2. So he's not going to be affected. Atherna is going to lose 2 health. So she is down to 3 right there, because Boomy Goblin is a jerk. All right. And now it is Atherna's turn. And Atherna is going to lose 1. Okay, anywhere within 4. She can use 2 focus. She has to do to cast a spell. Okay, to cast a Seeking Bolt is like a cantrip she has. She has to do an intellect skill check of 5. And if she does so, she loses 2 focus, but the bad guy loses 1 life, and the goblins only have 1 life. And since she has nothing that allows her to pass through, she starts in this room with an enemy. That's where she's stuck for the rest of the turn, right there. So I do believe she is going to she's going to cast Seeking Bolt. And it does have that little squiggly line anywhere within 4, as long as there is a path to, then it would do it. But they're in the same room. So she needs an intellect check, 3 intellect dice of 5 or greater. Okay. Now, 5, 4, and 1. She needs the 5, though. Okay, this is what she's going to do. She's going to spend 2 force to change this to a 6. Now, why am I doing that? 4 plus 1 is 5, which defeats the goblin because his defense is 4. He gone. This is an unused die. I get 1 life back. Work the system. Boomy Goblin, when a hero kills this goblin, they get to find an item or a spell. So we're going to go ahead and get a spell, I think, for our Fair Lady Sorcerer here. Yeah, you're reading that right. Yeah, she has Fireball, baby. That's right, she has Fireball. Yes. She has Fireball. Alrighty. Think, yeah, we can see that. Okay. Alright, she has Fireball. We're all good. That is the end of her turn. We are going to move the torch. Free space, nothing in it. Okay, we need to find these minions, and badly. So it is our barbarian's turn. He is going to go. And this has been done. It's already up. They didn't just enter it. Oh, when it reveals. I'm sorry, I did that wrong. That symbol. The arch with the arrow flipping out from it, that means when this is revealed. So I did that wrong, but that's okay. I will show the correction. So yeah, this is not revealed yet, but you can't unknow some things. So we are going to go. He has a movement of 3. 1, 2, 3. So he's going to go in there. He could search, but that stops him. He's moved 3, he can't go any further anyway. But he doesn't want this from the discard pile. I think our friend Barbarian is going to do his sprint. Take 1 focus, takes him down to 0, and get 1 more movement. And there is a place here. Now, this is the entrance. 1, 2, 3. It can go no further this direction. 1, 2, 3. It can do a row here and come no further this direction. So we are going to go ahead and do the 1 more movement. Ooh, that's kind of everything and everywhere. So when this is revealed, again, that's that symbol. When this is revealed, then everyone in the room is going to lose 1 health, which is going to be Grok all. And a goblin is added to the room. And this is going to be a shooty goblin. Guess what he does? He shoots. Not very imaginative. But this game does not take it seriously. It's not as tongue-in-cheek or whimsical as Dank Dink Munchkin. But it's pretty cool. I like it. Alrighty, shooty goblin is in that room. And now that he's in that room, he hasn't done a heroic action yet. So he's going to fight that goblin. That's what he's going to do, because that's what barbars do. They fight the goblin. So we are going to make a melee attack against shooty goblin. I'll put it right. Let's move this up a little bit so you can see things. Against shooty goblin. Now, shooty goblin has a defense of 5. Now, I said when we're fighting, we only look at this. However, if he misses, this is a counterattack right here. And at some point, we will have a counterattack situation where the enemy is missed, and you'll see how a counterattack works. Okay, so we're going to roll the 3 dice of thud, thud, whack. Oh, that's kind of a nice roll. That's kind of a nice roll. He needs 6 to beat him. So he's going to take... He might want some focus back because he's down to 0. So we're going to take the 6, just like that. That is going to beat him, and he's going to get to... Oh, he gets an item or his 5 focus back. Okay, so we may not want to do that. I think we instead would like to do the 5. No, he needs to beat him. So 5 plus 1 is 6. He's going to take his full focus back, which is up to 4. And he's going to use the unused die and get his life back. So that is the action of Grok. Oh. And we move him back to the you died pile. Next is going to be our Sorceress Supreme. I don't believe she is concerned with Claw of the Panther. So how's about we... I need to find a way to do that better. Can't see the thing that well. Well, we'll just have to move it out here for now because that's what I want to do. Yeah, it's a matter of you guys seeing it. I don't care what it looks like there. All right. She's going to go 1. She has a movement of 4. 2. I forgot to place new rooms. Now, again, we can go no further this way, so I will not place a new room there. I will, however, place a new room on those 2. 3. She's going to go this way. Oh, and we have our first minion. Since we can't go this way, it comes in, we're going to go that way. But we have our first minion. And when someone flips this card, anyone who enters this room loses 2 health. She's kind of hurt. Who is our first minion? It would be the skeleton. Inky dink. And we have a skeleton miniature right there. So that is our first minion, the skeleton. Now, when you have a minion enter the fray, you are going to take, it's not much space. Okay, we're going to take a moment and slide stuff over. Kind of like that. Alrighty. So we are going to, on this one, we have the minion, which is the skeleton. You're going to take one of the gray hearts and put it on 8. Now let's take a second and look at the skeleton so we can see what all we've got going on here, okay? There is our skeleton. You're going to notice he has a movement of 3, a defense of 4, so you got to roll 5 or better. Melee attacks, you add 2 to that, so it's 6. You got to beat you have to have, he has a defense of 6 for melee attacks, so you got to roll 7 or better. For ranged or spell has a defense of 7, you have to roll 8 or better. So she would need an 8. She would need a 6 and a 2 in order to do it. That is a very specific roll. Also, when they're activated, he moves his movement up to 3 spaces, and anybody that is in the same room is going to lose 2 health and 3 focus. So that is El Señor Skeletano. Starts with 8 health. Once he gets down to 0 health, he is gone. And that allows the heroes to move the torch back up 6 spaces, as indicated right here, and find 2 of either an item, a spell, or 2 of either one. So, we are here. She's got to do something. Okay, she's gonna have to cast Fireball. She's got to beat a 7 to cast the Fireball. 7 or better. He has a defense of 7. She's got to roll an 8. She's got to. If you succeed. So this says if you succeed, you lose the 6 focus and he loses 4 health. However, it doesn't say if you don't succeed. So only if you succeed in casting the spell do you remove the focus. So it's not like spending a spell slot whether the spell goes off or not. So let's go ahead and do that. We are going to cast Fireball. Intellect 7 or greater. This die doesn't matter for this purpose. Okay. 6, 6, and 3. Okay. but she cannot spend a focus to change this to a +2, because if she does, she'll only have 4 focus and not enough to be able to do the spell. So I think she's going to cast 6. She's going to do 3. Oh, bless. This hurts. You don't want health because you are forced to rest. However, if you lose focus, now we need the health. So she's going to roll a 3 and miss. She's going to have 2 unused dice. She's going to get 2 health back, and the minion is still there. That's her turn. We're going to move the torch on the torch mat, and we're going to add a goblin to the entrance. So, Dinky Doo, and that is going to be Pokey Goblin. You know what Pokey Goblin does? He pokes. He's got a spear. Alrighty, Pokey Goblin is there. Next turn, he and the minion will activate. However, for now, Grok says, "Me have none this, me and you cause sausage." So he is rolling 3 strength dice for the melee attack skill check. Put it down here, we can see it better. The great axe of the bear is going to give him +2 to his roll. So our skeleton is +2 to the defense of 4 against melee attack, which is 6. He gets +2. And I almost forgot, while he is carrying this, his movement is reduced by 1. We might just put another marker right there to remind us of that. Okay, he's got to beat a 6. And he gets +2, and he's rolling 3 dice. Let's take him out. But he's got to do the damage. Not a good roll at all. I never did a counterattack against the sorceress. Well, I'm going to do a counterattack now. That is +2, +1, +1. He does not make the attack. That is only 4. So he fails. And in doing so, the minion does not have a counterattack. Only the goblins do. Okay. So only the goblins have a counterattack roll. That is fine. Alrighty. So, no, it failed. Totally failed. Totally failed. Nah. Yeah, because he could use 2 force to bump that up to a 4. Still not going to do it. The 5 and the 6, it's only going to match it. And he doesn't have 2 bear totem items, so he doesn't get to add the +1, which would have thrown it over the top. He just simply doesn't get it. And he can't take any focus. So that is the end of his turn. We move the torch down the mat. We are running out of time. Activate all enemy. So first we're going to do the goblin. The goblin has a movement of 3. It can either move or any heroes within the same room. 1 would lose a life times the amount of goblins in the dungeon. However, there aren't any in the room, so he gets his movement instead because of the slash. So movement of 3 towards the nearest hero. 1, 2, 3. Then the minion. Anyone in the same room is going to lose 2 life and 3 focus. So 2 life, 2 health, 3 focus. 2 health, 3 focus. Okay. And that is where we stand as of right now. Ain't looking great. Next is our sorceress, and she cannot do anything at all. She can do Seeking Bolt. She's going to have to cast that cantrip spell that she has and do a intellect check of 5 with 3 dice. That is going to be, boom, she rolls the 6. So 1 damage is done to the minion. So now the skeleton is down to 7. And she gets, boom, boom, boom. She loses 2 for him to lose a health. But she gets 3 focus back. So back up to 4. That's her turn. We go down to the blank one there. Barbar needs to end this stuff and not roll that 2-2-1 crap. Grog would be very upset. I'm not so hot with the numbers. Let's roll that attack. He is rolling 3. He is getting +2. We need it. We got it. Okay. Doesn't mean a lot, but we did get it. So 5. No, I can't do that. It's going to be 5. +2 is 7. This makes it a +9. His defense is 6, so that means the difference is the damage that the skeleton is going to take. And that's going to be 1, 2, 3, down to 4. And our barbarian has 1 unused die left. He's going to get 2 focus, but now he cannot do that to up a die. It's already been done. Alas, we've done some damage to the skeleton, and it's down to half. That is his turn. We move here, and another goblin is added to the entrance. If ever you need to add a goblin to the entrance or a room and there are none here, you have lost a game. So you can't let the goblin population get out of hand. That is a stabby goblin. He has a scimitar. Alrighty. Next is going to be our sorceress. She's going to have to do the same thing. She's got to do the same thing. So she's got to make an intellect check of 5 or greater and spend 2 focus to do 1 damage. Well, she's got 5 in the, sorry about that, 4 + 1. We're not casting Fireball because she has to spend 6 focus. She does not have 6 focus. She only has 4. But attacking, 4 + 1 is 5. That passes the test. Meets or exceeds. And she gets an extra focus back for the unused die. It's going to be -2. Actually, that should be afterwards. I'm sorry. She takes 2 focus away to do 1 damage to the skeleton. So he's down to 3 health. And now we do the unused die and get a focus back, like that. And that is turn. So we're going to go to the torch mat. And we're going to move the torch down here to activate all baddies. So, Pokey Goblin is first, number 1. Pokey Goblin is movement 3, or anyone in the same room loses. So Pokey Goblin is going to move right in there and be like, Stabby Goblin has a movement of 4, and it's either or. So he's going to move 1, 2, 3, 4. The goblins are coming. The goblins are coming. Think they stand much of a chance? And then the minion, anyone in the same room as the skeleton, is going to lose 2 health and 3 focus. Etherna is down. All the way down. Grok loses 2 health, 3 focus. So he is way down. He's not out, but he's way down. Well, it's his turn next. Thank goodness. So he is going to attack that minion right there. He's got to. Yes, he's got to attack that minion. He's got to do 3 damage, so we're rolling 3 strength die. We get... I never really had enough focus to do the battle rage, which is if you're doing any kind of an attack, use 3/4 to add 2 to it. I had enough. I could have done that on the first turn, but that's all right. Whatever it is. So we're rolling 3 strength, and we get to add 2 to that. The skeleton's defense is 4, plus 2 for a melee attack is 6. So let's see what we get here. Come on, Grok. Roll it. Again. This might be a game over quick kind of thing. Because that is 2, 1, and 1. You cannot change any of the die rolls. So what are we going to do? He's going to get his focus back. It doesn't matter, he didn't hit, and the minion doesn't have counterattack, so that is fine. We're going to move this, and it is the sorcerer's turn. Now, when a player is out, they are not just dead. They have to take the rest action, which is a heroic action, and it's their entire turn. So they're going to get 1, 2, she's going to get 3 health, and she's going to get 5 focus back. Okay? Don't worry, guys. She's not dead. She's mostly dead. All right. And then we're going to move the torch again. And we put another goblin at the entrance. This is starting to fill up, but that pesky minion is not stinking dying. Stabby goblin. Okay, it's going to have to be, yeah, I know, I can figure something out, but we're playing this and we're doing it. Okay, Therna has to attack the minion. It can only do 1 damage. Man, she cannot cast a fireball. She can't do it. She cannot cast a fireball. She doesn't have the focus for it. So she's going to have to cast Seeking Bolt. Intellect check of 5 or greater. Rolling 3 dice. No need to commiserate any longer. She rolls the 5, and she's going to get 2 focus back. But first the 5. The spell comes off. She uses 2, 1 more health off the skeleton, down to 2 health, and then she's going to use these unused die to get her focus back. That's the end of her turn. Torchmat moves to the next to last space. Enemies activate. Gobby-Gob number 1 is Pokey Goblin. So everybody within the same room is going to lose 1 health times the number of goblins. 1, 2, 3. That's 3 health and she's down. That's 3 health and he's down to 1. Gobby-Gob number 2 can move or attack if they're in the same room. They're not. So he's going to move and join the party. Gobby-Gob number 3 can move or attack if they're in the same room. They're not. So he's going to move 4 and try to join the party. And then the minion, everyone loses 2 health and 3 focus. Well, she goes all the way down anyway. She's unconscious. 3 focus, 2 health. He is out, so he loses it all. And then it is his turn. He's going to rest. Bring these up to 3 and full, and then we're going to move, and the game is over. Yeah! This is a tough one to beat. If you ever want to play easier, you can move it further up the Torchmat track to give you more time to be able to try to do this. And the goal is to go through rooms and take on that goes there, so you got to go all the way back, and you got to go, say, this way, and then that way. Then you went into this room. There's another trap. And then you got to take on, at some point, the... that goes there. It's just another gobby gob. Where's the second minion? Because we have to have 2 minion cards, and I'm not seeing the second one. Is it here? It's right here. Yeah, dog head. There's the second minion. You got to do the second minion, and then at some point, you are going to find the entrance into the lair. And once you do that and you go into the lair, you're going to turn this over. You're going to go to Act 2, and then the big bad boss is going to come out onto the map. I've only done it once. I've only made it that far once out of a bunch of plays. So I really don't know how to do it that well, but I really need to just play, and then once I get to the point where I've made it to the lair, then I can show you guys how to do it. It's really tough to explain. You got to do it. You really have to play it and do it. Anyway, we have showed you how to play Tiny Epic Dungeons, and we have showed you how to set it up, how to play Act 1, and we've showed you how to die. So, I really hope this helps. It was requested by 1 or 2 channels, and any questions, of course, comments, whatever, put them down in the doobly-doo. Make sure you include a timestamp. That way I can find your answer a lot more quickly and answer it more accurately and promptly. Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and click the little dinger bell thingy so that way you'll know whenever content is uploaded. And guys, thank you very much for watching the video. This is Chris, the Lower Slower Board Gamer. Keep on rolling. The dice.